Hey there, welcome back to another video, everybody. And today is a pretty simple one. It's Thanksgiving here in the US, so happy holidays to any of those who are celebrating whatever holidays you're celebrating this Yule time. I want to spend a moment just to give my thanks back to the community. I'm not gonna lie, I really struggled to make this video. I wanted to find something better than community. I wanted to focus on something really specific because we all know how much the community means for universes and how much it means for pretty much every hobby, and it goes without saying that I think everyone who's involved is probably most thankful for the community. Without people to play the card game, there is no card game, right? So that's where it all sort of begins and ends. I wanted to focus on gameplay wise and talk about how thankful I am that no matter really how much I enjoy or don't enjoy the card game, it still remains the most interesting mechanically. They have not gutted the mechanics of the game. We haven't lost control checks, even though sometimes with Twisting Azure Inferno, it seems like they don't exist anymore and we're just passing cards that we play like Yu-Gi-Oh! Even when we've introduced Magic style designs and they've been pretty hit or miss with the way that Universe's game mechanics go and blends with those designs. I've been really grateful and thankful that we're still trying new things in Universes, that it hasn't fallen into this rut of trying to identify its core gameplay and stick only to that. So I think that is something else to be grateful for. I think grateful is just a better word than thankful. And that's really how I feel towards the community, because the number one thing I think I want to get across with this video is the support that I've gotten from the community has been incredible. I know I'm not the biggest or the most popular content creator, but when it comes down to it, the small amount, or I don't want to say small because that sounds like I'm putting it down, but the truth is my Patreon payouts aren't super impressive. They're not exactly something to brag about, especially to new company, but there are times where that payout's less than $20, but it's the only thing I've got, and it's that bus pass that I needed. It's groceries here or there. It's avoiding an overdraft fee. I try not to touch it, and leave it as sort of like a rainy day fund. And that has been increasingly difficult as the time goes on. And I think that the most important thing, though, is that it's there. The most important thing is that there are times where that $17 payout, that $12 payout, whatever it was, that was cat food, for the most important things in my life, my cats. Even going back as far as the retro series, it's not really a secret that things have been tough for me for a while. There's been a lot of life circumstances that it just seems like no matter how much hard work you put in, no matter how much time you dedicate to something, there's not always a return, right? There's not always upwards mobility. And, I think it's the Star Trek quote. It might not originate from Star Trek, but, it's the Jean-Luc Picard quote that you can do nothing wrong and still fail, right? You can commit no errors and still lose. And that's life. So I want to celebrate small victories wherever I can. And especially when they're things that you're passionate about. That is, I don't know, that's what everyone says is the goal, right? To do something you love is to not work. And a big part of this channel of YouTube and Twitch streaming has been to not make this a job, to keep this sort of separate, to not put all my eggs in one basket. I know that Tim Cardwell has been super successful doing that, and he's got the work ethic and he's got the grind and things like that. And it's it can feel like the pond is too small at a lot of times, but at the same time, at all times, the support that I've gotten from, just people walking up to me and saying hi, shaking my hand, saying they like the channel, saying they like my commentary at events, things like that, that is super important too, right? Just getting the overwhelmingly positive feedback from the community. I really don't get negative feedback. I get like the occasional thumbs down, like every creator. I get people who disagree with me in the comments. But people who are really, I know not everyone likes my content. I'm sure not everyone likes me, but they're not toxic about it. They don't have to make a stink about it. The negative experiences I've had are truly few and far between and not even worth really mentioning, because they're not what represents my interactions with the community, and they're not what represents my love for universes or, my everyday interactions with it. And so I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's watched the video, everyone who's tuned into a Twitch stream, everyone who's watched the Universe's official tournament and, are active in the chat and things like that. Everything you guys do to support the game does matter. It does add up. It can feel very difficult when you're trying to compare numbers. We live in a number go up society, and it's very easy to find silly metrics everywhere, and look at viewer counts and subscriber counts and engagement with posts and clicks and views and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, we've come so far. At the end of the day, when you compare yourself to others, comparison is the thief of joy, right? When you compare yourself to others, you can forget all the progress that you've made. So in that respect, I'm eternally grateful that, Universes has been picked up. It has been given the support, post-pandemic era, the new Universes era, whatever we want to call it, the post-MHA world, just having streams, having live streams with commentary is such a huge step up. Having any incentive for people to create content is a huge step up. We have so few. There's a surprising amount. I say so few, and I'm always surprised how many there are. But that is, still like having like 10 to 20 old videos of PTCs or Worlds wins or Nationals interviews, especially the old ones. Where it's like someone's phone, in the middle of a convention, or all the background noise of a tournament, where you can even hear like, notable figures. If you've been around the game, if you played back then, obviously, you would recognize like a Phil Birch in the background, or a Garrett Brett, or a Tim Keefe, or a Kevin Broberg, or a Shane Duckworth, like, talking about the game offhandedly in the background and things like that. And I've come to really cherish those moments and be really glad that somebody documented them, because we really have come a long way as far as caring about the history of the game and preserving it and thinking that, somebody might care about this later. I can't imagine what it's like to start playing Universes post 2020 and hear all these legends of Tim Keefe's and Kevin Brobergs and, people who played the game for almost 20 years now. And there's so little footage of it. I don't want to say there's little proof, because they do have the awards, right? They do have the accolades. But there's no way, as far as I know, to find out how Assets Athena worked. There's no way to see, certain amazing moments that I've heard stories of. I don't want to get super into the boomer stuff, but, I'm grateful that we live in a world where we're streaming tournaments, and I hope that we stream more tournaments in the future and are more consistent with that. The community effort this year to get UK and Oceania regionals and things like that online and streamed when there was no official stream I mean, it's just, I don't know. A huge shout out to Legendary Wolf Games, by the way. I know they're not exactly around anymore. I don't want to say extinct. I don't want to really say out of business, because there's always the opportunity that they come back, and low key, I'm hopeful that they do, because they were always huge on providing streams and adding coverage and writing articles, pre everyone's a YouTuber world, pre every video essay world, writing articles and growing communities and things like that. So, obviously the stores that have kept universes afloat, like Rochester and Legendary Wolf Games, and even Unfun Stuff, trying to create markets, and we've heard a lot about like availability, like new players look on Rochester and they look on TCG Player, that's it now, and imagine if we didn't have Rochester. We didn't even start using TCG Player for this game until the MHA boom. So there is truly a lot to be thankful for, both community wise, company wise, everything to do with universes. And it's very easy to say that when you look back at where we've come, and it can be difficult to say that when you try to compare us to other card games that might have started out recently, because Universes really does have it the worst of both worlds as far as circumstances go, because we're older than pretty much every game except the big three, and yet we have the startup environment of games that are coming out post-pandemic, Kickstarter boom. So there's a ton of challenges that Universes has faced. There's been, an untold amount of growing pains, and yet it's still here. And yet I can still, travel to a regional, see over 150 players all excited to be there. I can still see numbers that I could only dream of a decade ago. And so for all of that, I'm incredibly thankful. I'm thankful to everyone, like I said, who's watched a video, whether you liked, shared, or commented or whatever. I'm grateful to all of you who just give the channel a chance. And an especially huge thank you to the people who have supported on Patreon or on Twitch. Again, it might not seem like a lot, but just one Twitch payout has saved my life. One Patreon payout for $17 more than once has been the difference between spiraling out of control with negative overdrafts and instead being able to take the bus to the store to buy cat food. So thank you to everyone. And to show my appreciation, and to end this on hopefully a bit more of a happier note, a little less serious of a note, I want to announce a tournament that I want to host. It's very much in the same vein as the David Toombs Webcam Championship Circuit. Right now I'm calling it the Webcam Warriors event. I am working on finalizing the process of being an organizer. There is a little hiccup if you want to host cash events on the Universes Games Network. So unfortunately, I didn't know. I had this draft up for a minute, and I didn't know that there was going to be like a little bit more of a in-depth application process, through both card.io and Universes Games. So hopefully this is all sorted, and I'll have the link for you guys shortly after Thanksgiving. Right now, I'm pretty sure everybody has the day off to go spend time with their family, to enjoy good food, and, maybe just take a day of rest. I'm not a big actual celebrator in a lot of holidays. Thanksgiving is, the one that I celebrate because it is just a big family dinner. It's a big feast, and we love that. And I love giving thanks. I think it's one of the most practical too. Celebrating Valentine's Day or Christmas might be a little more specific to your lifestyle. But Thanksgiving, there's always something to give thanks for. So this is my way of giving thanks to you guys. I would love to host a webcam tournament for you all Saturday, January 11th, It's going to be online, obviously. We're starting at 8 a.m. Pacific time. That's 11 a.m. Eastern time. That was the best compromise I could get for the two extremes of the American time zones. And it's going to be very, very simple. It's going to be a $15 entry fee. We're going to have first place winning $100, and at the moment, second place winning $50. It's 5 rounds of Swiss. We're going to cut to top 8 again. I'm copying the blueprint from the David Toombs webcam circuit. But the interesting part, the wrinkle here, is the pricing will upgrade as more players jump in. So the initial pricing, as you can see up here, is I've got $100 for first place. I've got $50 for second place. And then as we upgrade to 32 players, top 4 will get paid out $50 as well. And then at top 8, everyone in the top 8 will get a $50 payout. And then the champion will also receive a pre-order of the Universe's CCG Critical Role Heroes of Exandria booster display. So the base pricing you can think of as $100 plus a booster box. Runner up will get hopefully $100 at 64 players if we cap out, or $50. And then, you know, unfortunately, I don't have the ability to juice the prizes like David does. He did an amazing job with each one of those webcam circuits, and I'm hoping this picks up traction as well, and I can host more events in the future with much better, maybe sponsored pricing. But so other than that, it's very simple, guys. It's going to be a 64 capped person tournament, you know, first come, first serve, obviously, for the entries. We're going to be doing the same exact format as the webcam circuit if you followed that at all. But the most important thing for this is a couple weeks before Nationals. So this should be after the ban list in January, you know, barring like New Year's or something. I'm hoping they don't push the ban list back, but the January ban list will be active for this event. I will post many updates, so we'll always make sure to include that the most recent ban list is active because we had some issues with some of the webcam circuit events. And if you guys have followed this channel for a while, since the beginning, you know that I've tried to have my own Ace Maneuver circuit back in the day. I tried to do it on TTS before everyone had cards. You know, there was a point where the UK didn't have Universe's cards, and so I wanted to host a tournament that they could be involved in and use TTS, and I couldn't advertise that on official platforms. And so I've tried to do symbol pin challenges, and everything has always fallen on like a cross promoted day with Universes. You know, every event I've tried to host has been kind of cursed. I did a pre-order for, I think it was set 2 or set 3 box tournament, you know, once. Had a Canadian winner on that one, had to pay extra on the shipping for the prizing. So that's the main reason I don't have a ton of product in the prizing yet, is I want to make sure that everyone can get paid out internationally and things like that. I would love for this to be a global event. You know, the Webcam Warriors is a bit of a play on the Street Fighter World Warriors. So hopefully everyone gets involved. But yeah, Saturday, January 11th, 2 weeks before US Nationals, there's going to be a webcam tournament, and I would love for you all to be there. I'll have the sign-up link very soon, and this is also my opportunity to get your guys' feedback on the format. You know, let me know if there's anything here that I should change, anything that could be done better. It's not finalized yet. Again, once I get that organizer application put in with Universe's Games Network, we can finalize this. We can put all the details through. But this is it. $15 to sign up. You can win $100 and a Heroes of Exandria booster display. And I'm really excited. It's going to be streamed on my Twitch. I'm going to be looking for at least one other co-commentator, and I'm going to be looking for a couple judges. I'd like to have 2 judges if I can, but I'm working out the judge compensation right now because I do definitely want to compensate my judges. I do think that their time is valuable and they should get something for it. I'm so, again, appreciative, grateful for all the people who volunteered, but you know, part of this pricing structure and the way it upgrades is making sure that at no matter what tier of event, no matter how many people sign up, I want to be able to pay my judges, you know, so I want to get 2 judges paid out. So that's a you know, it's part of why the pricing might not be quite as juiced. But who knows? Maybe we'll get donations. Maybe we'll get sponsors from the community. And as the pricing increases, as things are added to the pot, I will continue to update you guys with videos and things like that. But let me know what you guys think. Saturday, January 11th, webcam tournament, $15. I hope to see you guys all there. And once again, I am so grateful and appreciative for all the support you guys give, not only to me, but to Universe's games, to keep the game that I love going. And I don't know what else to say, guys. I hope to see you there on January 11th.
Okay, we probably don't want to lose the fucking fight. I was checking a 1 on our first turn, on our first card, so we'll try and play this a little bit more conservatively.